Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Founders, and I believe it's been quite a while since I've actually reviewed this one. I've actually bought a bunch of it to study for advanced from, but the beer is just so good that I ended up just enjoying it out of my fridge. So I think it's a review. And it works out because that is a brand new label. Let me tell you, I do not like it. At all. At all. At all. That's just a terrible label. I was very fortunate, but Founders Porter. So Founders Porter, they used to call it Robust Porter, and then they had that impressionist painting, sort of like a Elizabethan era. I want to say yeah, probably 1800s, late 1800s, kind of lady in black. Really nice portrait, but maybe not the most attractive label, but it was definitely iconic. And then now here you get this black shape that looks like it's like a mountain of milk chocolate, and then they say Porter. And they say Venture Series, which I have no clue what that means. And it says, where the classics will never go out of style and the new legends arise, which is just, words, I don't know, whatever. And then they say words like roasted coffee notes, graham cracker sweetness. I feel like tasting notes, A, should be not that obvious. And then B, it just sells flavors that are just obviously not I think a lot of people would think oh, they added roasted coffee to this. Oh, they added graham cracker to this. So it's gonna be a coffee graham cracker pastry stout, right? And it's obviously not. It's 6.5%, 45 IBU porter, and then this part I actually do enjoy, where they give a little bit more tasting notes, stuff I do, which is I'm gonna review the beer first and then compare my tasting notes to theirs. First off, this is still called a porter, but again, as Master Cicerone Brian Reed will attest to, I believe if you just call this American Stout on the Master Cicerone exam, they're just going to give you points. This is an American Stout. There's no porter on the market that really tastes like this. They try to even the Master Cicerones are to study for this. They had to learn this beer specifically just because it tastes Founders Porter tastes like Founders Porter, but it really tastes more like an American Stout. No porter tastes like this. I blind tasted a bunch of American porters. Had a bunch of them. None of them taste like this. So I think this beer. First off, the beer is just so dark. You can see the head, just on view. I would have guessed this was either American Stout or Imperial Stout. You don't have the Baltic Porter head. There's very few beers that this dark. It's just so dark. It's clearly pitch black. Pouring out of the bottle, deep brown. Coming through the light, but it is. You can't see anything through that, and the head is a solid, deep tan. So this just doesn't look like a porter, right? Immediately. Generally, porters can have a little bit lighter head. You can see some kind of brown hue, deep brown hue coming in light. In general, that beer is just gonna be deep brown instead of pitch black, black. This black. So yeah, I mean, on the nose. Actually, they're sort of right. It actually smells a little bit like there's actual coffee in here. Coffee forward. Power suggestion. Coffee forward. You also get a little kind of graham cracker, kind of cinnamony, kind of sweetness in there. I don't know what graham crackers actually have. It's nutmeg or cinnamon, little spicy sweetness. But what it is espresso, roasted chocolate, dark chocolate, a little bit of this kind of milk dud thing, the maltiness, this milk dud kind of maltiness going in. Almost a lactosey kind of milk dud thing, right? Almost like confectionery. Yeah. Really nice kind of crunchy brownie thing. A little bit of that kind of Carvel ice cream brown crunchy thing, right? Oreo cookie. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not a pastry stout, but it has those really nice kind of decadent, rich notes. That's why this beer is, again, not very portery. It's so expressive and deep. A lot of times porters can be a little bit ashy, a little bit milk chocolatey, right? But this is got this extra intensity, right? Nothing roasted coffee and espresso and dark chocolate should really come through in porter generally, but it comes off. It's not acrid, which is again against points on BJCP, but it's definitely rich and intense. And there you go. So first thing noticeable about this beer is that it's full. It's a full beer. This beer punches above its weight. Well, not saying it actually sits above its weight. A lot of porters sit around 5.5. touching at 6. It's a solid 6.5. So we're really sitting at like solid American stout range. The palate is full and long, and then the hoppiness is noticeable. Obviously, these are American beers, American porter, and both American stout are going to be noticeably bitter, noticeably hoppy. But this has just I feel like a little bit more than what American porter can do. It's bitter. This is certainly a medium, like certainly a medium bitter beer, like up there with IPA. Maybe not IPA, but like maybe like hoppy pale ale. Like up front, the bitterness is noticeable up front too. Piney, resiny, lingers throughout the palate, and it pulls out with really nice kind of like semi-sweet chocolate, so not quite dark, but like not quite milk chocolate. So we're talking about like 65-70% cacao chocolate sitting on the palate. More of that kind of coffee roasted bitterness comes in. You're thinking sort of like a sweeter end of like cold brew, so sweeter cold brew, not as extracted, not as bitter. But then on the back end, you get a little bit of like kind of espresso flavor coming in. So playing again, oofed up on the hot profile, but also the roasted profile, the roasty, intense. Mouthfeel big. again, really more like American style. Like it's kind of medium plus, rich, silky mouthfeel. Carb is nice and medium. You almost get a little bit of like, the piney resiny thing comes in, but almost leans a little bit towards like grapefruit. So what do they give my tasting notes? Pouring silky, black, like dark black silky, sure. Creamy tan head, sure. Port gives mild aromas of coffee. I would say they're medium aromas of coffee. Dark chocolate complemented with low bitterness and medium body. Definitely not a low bitterness beer. It's a 45 IBU beer at 6.5%. Like the structure here, I'd say it's an easy medium bitterness, like easy. Medium body for sure. Nose is sweet and wait. So they already talk about gives off mild aromas, blah 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 blah, and then goes the nose is sweet and strong chocolate and caramel malt presence, creating graham cracker sweetness that needs to be tasted to believe. Again, I never called graham cracker on this thing. Maybe the nose, but I would say that's not what I'm getting here. I wouldn't say dark graham cracker. I would definitely go lean towards the chocolates, the coffees, and the piney, resiny bitterness. So again, that's sort of like where you're playing with the tricks here. Like, so what I expect from a lot of people is like roasted coffee. They're thinking like, again, I don't think anybody or most people in America don't drink their coffee black. They drink it with like cream, sugar, blah blah. So now you're saying roasted coffee. Well, I would say black coffee because people getting into this. No, you're not gonna like coffee. You don't drink black coffee, and then you go graham cracker flavor sweetness. This beer is not sweet at all. Well, I mean, there's some residual sweetness, and there's obviously counterbalancing sweetness to the roast and the bitterness. But no, I have graham. The kids, they graham crackers. I'm gonna do it for you guys. Graham crackers. Come on. It's honeyed. It's got that like. It's like eating almost cereal. Like I'm not a big fan of sweet things. It's like sweet, malty, like the aroma like milk duds. A little bit of spicy thing that I don't know what graham crackers have. There's a spice in there. I don't know, I forget, but whatever. But it's so sweet. Jeez, this beer. Obviously, like I'm like, yeah, the contrast is the same. This beer is bitter. This beer is roasty. This beer is dark chocolate. It's got some espresso flavors. It is not graham crackers at all. I don't know why they call that. Obviously, there's a balancing sweetness in here, but definitely not sweet as graham crackers. So, again, on the label, you're going to sell someone on a pastry stout. It's not here. This is a fantastic, delicious porter. I've been spending the whole video talking about how the label sucks, how the advertising sucks, but the beer is absolutely insanely good. That's the best American porter on the market. On the market, yeah. This is one of my favorite beers of all time. Yeah, that's so good. This beer gets a solid. That's a solid 98. It was one of the greatest beers on the whole time. One of the greatest beers like out there. Like you go on the shelf, I can tell you. That's a solid 98. Definitely one of the beers I bought. Also nice time, guys. Cheers later. Let me know what you think about the rebrand, but the product here is insane. Later.